from the government, and I'm here to help.
Welcome back to the Johnson Express podcast. Before we get started, we want to say thank you. Our social medias have been exploding recently. So many views, so many likes, and we appreciate it.
We just want to let you know that your opinions and your feedbacks on Twitter, Truth Social, YouTube, Instagram, we appreciate it very much, and we want to see it more.
Yeah, we do. Send it our way. Also, if you have any topic suggestions, you can send them to our new email, johnsonexpress534@gmail.com. We would really appreciate that. Just make sure that you subject your email with what you want us to cover, as well as body the email with some topics, some media, and any site sources you have on what you'd like for us to cover.
We just want to make sure we don't put the wrong videos and the wrong things that we do, because sometimes we're a little dumb.
Yeah, we'll mix stuff up. It's horrible.
And I guess we can say this. As you can see, we're reading a script.
We're reading from a script. We're trying to be more formal with it. It's just something for us to go off of.
More professional.
But hopefully it'll make this episode go a little bit smoother. So we hope you don't mind.
We're going to hop into the topic today.
So obviously, today's episode's on the 25th Amendment. Obviously, a lot of you are like, what does that have to do with your podcast? Well, we talk about American history, modern politics, and government theories. And one of the newest theories we've heard has been revolving this amendment. Well, this and another one, but we'll get into that later.
So you probably want to know by the title of the video, what is the 25th Amendment?
Yeah, go ahead and tell us what that is.
It is where the president succeeds because of a disability or a sickness. It states that the vice president becomes the president of the United States if they die, get sick, anything like that, or they get removed from office for impeachment. And that would be Kamala Harris. Unfortunately. It
also sets up the groundwork for the what would you call it? The succession of or like the chain of command.
Oh, it would all move forward.
Yeah. So, your new vice president, if this was to happen today, would be Nancy Pelosi.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, Speaker of the House. So just keep that in mind before you wish Biden gets out of office quicker.
And the whole, if you haven't heard of the theory is that, Joe Biden just got COVID back to back, even though he's got about 25 boosters.
We've got some information on that later. It's crazy.
There's a conspiracy that she's just waiting for the right time to come out and say Joe Biden is unfit to be president, and then bada bing, bada boom, she takes over.
Now, how's that going to happen? Well, before we get into the conspiracy aspect of this, we need to talk about the 22nd Amendment, and I'm going to read this kind of directly from the description that we have. The 22nd Amendment says that a person can only serve 2 terms as a president for a total of 8 years or 4 years per term. However, it does make it possible for a person to serve up to 10 years as president. This can only happen if someone in the chain of command, vice president, speaker of the House, etc., any of them, if they take the president's place and the president previously served half or more of his term. So that means that the president has to serve 2 years or more in order for whoever takes his place when he resigns or passes away or is removed from office, that would make them eligible for 2 more whole terms because they didn't finish out a full term and they didn't even get the majority of a term. So we think that they're going to use these 2 amendments in conjunction, or there's a theory that they're going to use these 2 amendments in conjunction against Joe Biden. Now, I think it could happen. I don't know about him.
I mean, it's very possible with the clips that we're going to be showing you in today's video later on. Just the decline in health and the way that they're just showing it out there, what's going on with Joe Biden. I mean, and nobody's criticizing it. It's just happening, and nobody's saying anything.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate.
It's sad.
This guy's, what is he now, 79 years old?
No, he's 80.
Is he 80 now? Good
maybe?
Lord, man. He's so old. And at the beginning of his presidency and even during his campaign, he was painted as this perfect soul. He was painted as this great guy. He's perfectly healthy. There's nothing wrong with him. They didn't show anything, any gaffes, any sort of screw-ups. But now it's almost like you're seeing him on a weekly basis.
He's 79, sorry.
Wow.
But it's Mason said, when he was on the campaign trail and stuff, well, most of the campaign trail, he was in the basement. But whenever he was out, and he sounded like he was talking fine. But then as soon as he gets in the office, he's falling upstairs and Can't even complete the sentence.
Oh my God, I think his mental decline is more rapid than our economic decline. It's horrible.
They're close, but yeah.
It's unfathomable to see, and I honestly believe that his mental health has been this bad the whole time. It's only the coverage that the media wants to show. Well, like we were talking about with the 22nd Amendment, the president, whoever takes the president's place can only serve 2 more terms if they come in halfway through his presidency or later. So
we got till January.
Yeah. So it makes a lot of sense that they would slowly and progressively release more media and more gaffes to make the public say, hey, maybe he is unfit for office. Isn't that a coincidence? Right at the 2-year mark. CNN, MSNBC, they put it on their stations and they don't even say nothing about it. Well, they'll put it on their stations and they'll be like, look at how stupid Biden is, and then they'll praise him for everything else he did. And it's like, do you want us to hate him or do you want us to like him? Do you want to report the news or do you want to report false information?
Doesn't make any sense.
But let's get off the serious topic. I want to review some of these. Videos.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch them off your computer. Go ahead.
All right. So here's the first clip. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know who he was trying to.
These are in no specific order, by the way. These are specifically. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
These are just videos of. These are just random videos and gaffes of Joe Biden to kind of make this a funnier episode.
Trying to bring some light to.
Yeah, they're in no specific
all
order.
This
doesn't prove this theory's right or anything. This doesn't prove that we're progressively getting more, media on his mental decline. But it's kind of apparent, and these are funny. So we're gonna play them anyways.
So the first clip, he gets on talking at a rally or a speech, whatever he's doing, and he's walking off, and we're gonna see what he does.
God bless you all.
Where do I go? I'm gonna go this way. Go over here.
Oh my goodness. I want to know what they did after that. I want to know if they were like, hey,
took it over here.
And he was like, oh, there were people. And then that's just what the media ran with.
I saw somebody.
I saw somebody. Oh my goodness.
Man.
Hey, this is my favorite one right here. I did the same thing in 9th grade and broke my wrist. Only when I fell, I got back up and then went back down.
It's just really sad. Nobody even got up here to help him. So,
he fell 3 times.
Yeah, and they did a really crappy salute at the top.
Oh,
this is where he fell, going up the stairs, getting on the Air Force One. Oh. He tried to grab on to something. I'm just going to hurry up and get up here.
He's like, how embarrassing. At least I didn't shit myself again.
All right. Salute.
Dude.
I bet his wife cussed him out when he got on that plane.
Probably did. He's probably, well, at least I didn't shit myself again, Jill. It could have been another.
He might have. They probably changed his diaper when he got on.
Probably did. He probably was like, oh, twice even.
Okay,
oh, this is one of my favorites.
If falling wasn't enough for y'all, or him looking at ghosts, trying to shake hands.
Hey, he's got his own dictionary, okay?
Apparently, he made a new word. The word of the day.
He made several new words.
Yeah, here's the word of the day, folks.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word.
One.
I was going to excuse me.
We didn't make that video, but we did put it over our background just so.
President Joe Biden. But hold on, we're gonna go back to that word one more time. I didn't really.
Did you
catch it? I didn't.
Excuse me.
I didn't catch it. Hold on, here we go.
I was going to excuse me.
That's one word. That's a big word.
Thanks, President.
Goodness gracious.
We got more. They're all down at the bottom. My bad. That was my fault. I didn't move them.
Oh,
wait, hold up. No, there's some stuff we need to talk about.
Yeah, we got something else we need to say. But I mean, it's just all that stuff's happened. And if in the video we just showed where he's like says one word, Kamala, you can see her smirking in the background. She's like,
Oh, there's several videos
this is
like that.
all part of the plan.
Oh yeah,
like when part of the plan.
She called Joe super happy. We'll put that video over.
Oh yeah,
we did it, Joe.
We did it.
She has been longing for his brain to just explode.
Evil.
She's just waiting for the presidency, and that that, going back to the conspiracy that we're talking about in this video, that goes back to the conspiracy that if they wait out these next few years and she comes in as president, she can do whatever the hell she wants to for 2 years and then still run for two more terms.
I'm saying, if this conspiracy comes true,
you heard it here first.
You gotta come back. You gotta come back. You gotta do something. But
let's look at more of these videos, man.
Okay.
Oh no, go ahead.
Like Kamala, she's the vice president now, but she ran against Joe in the Democratic convention, all that stuff.
She labeled him as a racist.
Yeah, she hated him. I mean, she was laughing at him and everything like that. And then now she about to take the driver's seat of the country.
Yeah, it's only just a matter of time, man.
Sad, but
What you gonna do when she takes control of your rights?
move to Canada. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I'll tell you what.
It's gonna be a very sad day.
Steven Crowder said this today on his story. What is today's date, just so people can reference
Second.
me? August 2nd.
2nd.
All right, so like a week from whenever you guys see this. He said on his story today, he was like, if I have to side with communists, at least I'm gonna at least side with the communists draping the American flag. I was like, fair enough.
I did hear that. Yeah.
So I guess he got a point, but still, don't like Kamala.
So if that wasn't enough for Joe, we got some more.
Oh yeah, these are hilarious.
This is him on the campaign trail in 2020.
We choose unity over division. We choose science over fiction.
Okay.
We choose truth over facts.
We choose truth over facts.
Well said, Joe. Well said.
Well said, Joe.
Well said. All right, and then this is
Oh, is that Chuck?
This is this is Chuck Wallace, everybody.
Mr. Vice President, thank you. Thanks for your time. Please come back in less than 13 years, sir.
All right, Chuck. Thank you very much.
All right. It's Chris, but anyway.
I just did Chris.
Chuck Wallace.
No, I just did Chuck. I tell you what, man.
That's such a
these
big
are back-to-back.
disrespect. That's a punch in the
No,
face.
it's okay. You do it early in the
Oh my
morning,
God!
too.
He just came back so calmly too. He was like,
Thank you,
"Yeah,
sir.
it's Chris."
It's
but
Chris,
whatever.
by the way, but I'll see you later.
Oh my goodness! What is this one? I haven't seen this one yet.
Okay, so, Joe Biden said he was going to come to office and take over the coronavirus and save us all. And he does this on national TV. Here we go.
Excuse me. You're supposed to cough into your elbow. I don't know, sir. I learned that actually covering your White House.
Actually, that's true. But fortunately, I'm alone in my home. But that's okay.
All right.
I agree. You're right.
Rules for thee, but not
it's
for
kind of
me.
old school to do it with your hand. Do it into your elbow. You're supposed
See, you're the leader of the free world. You're supposed to be setting an example.
He should have a mask on. Why does he not have a mask on?
I'm in my home. Dude,
Why does he not have a mask on?
Yeah, I'm in my
understand.
home. You imposed masks on people who were walking up the street at one point.
I mean, even if COVID wasn't around, you still don't cough into your hand.
I heard on the news, this
I
was
learned
back
that
at
in
the start of the
kindergarten.
pandemic. I heard on the news that Spartanburg County was giving like a $25 fine to anybody that wasn't wearing a mask. I don't know how true that was.
Now?
No, this
Oh,
is back at
okay.
the start
I
of
was
the
about to
pandemic.
say, yeah.
And I was like, I don't know how true that is, but I'm going to be riding, because I always go downtown to bike. I was like, I'm going to be riding a bike. Ain't no way I'm wearing a mask. That'll suffocate
Those
the hell
people
out of
still
me.
wearing masks at downtown Greenville, downtown Spartanburg. I don't know why. He ain't saving nobody.
Is this the one where he talks about kids rubbing up and down his leg?
Yeah, this is another clip.
Oh
I mean,
my
just...
God.
You don't need to be around kids.
Yeah, this isn't
You
a
does
mental
not
decline.
need to be
This is
around
just Joe
kids.
Biden's fetish.
This is just him being him.
Everything about. And by the way, I sit on the stand, and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down.
God, dude.
So it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again.
Little kids are
They
like...
look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap.
Roaches?
And I love kids jumping
I
on my
love
lap.
kids jumping on my lap. That's a good way to end that one.
Yeah, I love kids jumping on my lap.
Oh, man. So, Joe Biden don't let me be around kids. PSA to everybody.
Oh, we can make a whole video
We
on
got,
that.
all right, so we got Joe Biden giving a history lesson. If you didn't know nothing about World War II, you're about to learn something.
Something tells me we're not about to learn.
Things that have to be done. There's during World War II, where Roosevelt came up with a thing
Yeah.
that was totally different it's called, he called it the World War II. He had the War Production Board.
I couldn't have said it better myself, dude.
You want me to tell you? You know what that sounds like? It sounds like that meme. You know where that kid goes? Have you ever had a dream where you have you ever had a? That's exactly what he sounds like.
Have you ever had a dream that you want him to do you so much you could do anything?
In entirety. It's hilarious.
What the freak?
Oh,
dude?
and hey, if those weren't bad enough, he can't ride a bicycle either. So we already knew he couldn't walk up steps, but this is also what happens when he rides a bike.
I don't know who thought this was a good idea.
Mr. President, made up Dr. Martin. How is it?
Great idea today. Let's let Joe Biden get on a bike in front of
Oh no!
thousands of cameras.
Oh yeah, you know that hurt, dude. Oh, one more time, slow motion. We're gonna play it again. Oh,
Come on, John. Are we gonna play it again or not? Oh my goodness.
here's
man.
my. Oh my god! Oh my god! He's going down.
This is horrible, man. These are all the examples. You can clearly see something's not right with Joe Biden in the head. Like something's mentally not there.
I mean, who was in charge of Joe saying, "All right, Joe, today you're gonna ride a bike in front of everybody"?
Not to mention he was riding a bike, but his feet were strapped in. That's how he fell. His feet were strapped in. Whose idea was it to put straps on this dude's feet? He can't even walk as it is, much less get off pedals with straps on his feet.
I guess they're trying to keep his feet still because probably he'd like stick his feet out.
Well, he probably doesn't know how to ride a bike. Is probably what
Probably
it is. So
not.
he probably had to use the strap to.
They had to push him to get started, and then he slowed down. And he didn't know how to get off.
That actually, I would completely believe that.
I didn't even think of that.
I would completely
head.
believe that. I can't verify that, but I'd completely
So
believe it.
he's very slow. I mean, he made up his own word, shaking hands with a ghost. Doesn't know how to give a history lesson.
He's made up several words, by the way. We're going to put in 2 more clips here.
I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize
And then
true
there's another
international
clip
effort
that-
to pressure.
I see you forgot to put in there. We talked about it whenever we met.
Yeah, I'll put it in there.
It's a clip of him talking about how South Carolina helped Bill Clinton win the election of '92, when in fact
in reality,
they voted for Bush.
South Carolina is going to determine who the next president of the United States is going to be. You really are. You're the ones that sent Bill Clinton to the presidency, and you're the ones that sent Barack Obama to the presidency. And I have a simple proposition here. I'm here to ask you for your help.
So he doesn't know what he's talking about.
So he's very mentally messed up, and then not to mention, I said this at the beginning, he got COVID.
Not once, but twice.
Oh, I wish we could say not once, not twice, but 3 times.
Well, he has.
Not yet,
He's
not yet.
Well, no, he's had it before. This is his second time getting COVID, but he got it again.
Yeah,
So he got COVID again for the second time, and then a few days later, he was like clear and fine, and then got it again. And this has been within a few days back to back, and it's all right. So this goes back into the conspiracy where he just the other day, and we posted it on our Instagram. If you don't follow us there, you should. We keep you up to date on all of his gaffes, but. He said the other day that he has cancer, and
we're gonna put that clip in there too.
Their windshield wipers to get literally the oil slick off the window. That's why I and so damn many other people I grew up have cancer, and why can't for the longest time. Delaware had the highest cancer rate in the nation.
Yeah, that was just something else. But
Like
right after he says cancer, they lock him away in the basement again. He gets COVID just miraculously.
a day after.
Oh, and then he comes back, and right before he's got time to make another they pull him back again, right back into the basement. COVID for, 5 days now or
However
something?
long they keep him in there. I
It's
mean,
ridiculous.
it's becoming more and more, I don't know the word, recently, more often. I don't know. Let's see, it's August now.
Well, see, it almost makes me think of, are we seeing it more often genuinely because he's getting that bad? Or are we seeing it more often for the fact that this conspiracy may be true and the media is actually hiding it?
Yeah.
Not to mention that possibly the White House or the administration surrounding Joe Biden could be working in conjunction to do this by keeping him held back for so long.
I mean, I don't understand how
almost like controlling how many times he's able to
I don't
have
understand
enough.
how like they enforce this stuff on us Americans, but he's the leader of the free world. He shouldn't be getting sick like this. He is the most important person in this country, and if not the world. He should be the healthiest man out here.
Yeah, I mean,
He should have the best stuff. I don't know why he's getting it back to back. Donald Trump had it, and he was fine in 3 days.
exactly. And they criticized him for that. They were like, "Oh,
He-
there's no way he got better so quick."
Why
But-
is he back to work this early?
Exactly. And then Biden got over it in a few days.
Yeah,
And
this
then-
tweet-
They didn't say nothing about it, and then he got it right back again. It's
Yeah,
like, what
this,
the hell?
This tweet says he says, "I've got no symptoms, but I'm going to isolate myself. I'm still at work, and we'll be back on the road soon." Like, where's the backlash on that?
Well, what caught my attention is it says that this happens with a small minority of folks.
That's a good keyword too. Yeah.
Small minority. All right, listen to me. This is the most important man on earth. This is the leader of the free world. This is the person who's controlling the free Americans' rights.
Yep.
How in the world do they not have physicians that are able to take care of him? I believe that they do, and they're not doing anything about it. I believe that they're specifically saying these lies. I don't think he's got COVID. Have you seen his story? He's not coughing. He doesn't have a
No.
scratchy throat.
Mm-mm.
He
He don't
doesn't
sound
seem.
sick.
He's standing up
Yeah.
in every video he posts. I think they're really just pulling him away from the surface.
I like what you wrote in these little notes right here. You said that like the media is pushing for the first female president to be in office.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, look at Barack Obama.
Yeah, they pushed the first black man to be president.
And there's nothing wrong with black
No.
people being president or females being president. Don't twist our words. What I'm saying is there's a problem with people who don't need to be president being president only because they're black or because they're female.
It's just like, well, we made a video a couple weeks ago about Ketanji Brown. Like, I have no problem with the first female black lady being a Supreme Court justice, but it's just because she's black. That's the reason she got the job.
I mean, look at in our first podcast, or first or second, when we talked about Myra Flores that won that district
yeah.
in Texas, like the 34th
That's it,
district.
dude. Those people are different behind closed doors.
We genuinely do, like, people, especially the people who are for the right things. We don't care about race, but we have to acknowledge it, because if we don't, we're considered the racists. And the only way to defend ourselves is by talking positive about another race, and that's tragic, because I don't want to exploit black people or women or trans people, because we've talked good about the few trans people that are actually half decent human beings in episode 2 and 3 or whatever. I don't have a problem with acknowledging that they're human beings and that they're good people and that they're equal. I have a problem with having to exploit it in order to not be called a racist.
Identify as something that we're not.
Yeah. And it really sucks that it has to be that way, and it shouldn't. But I mean, you've got Republicans doing it too. When we were talking about Myra Flores, I believe even we said it. All the first, what was it, Mexican descent or Hispanic descent or whatever it was.
Yeah, won that congressional.
We shouldn't have to say that. We shouldn't have to tell you that we're not racist. You should have to prove that we're racist, which we've said nothing racist. Most of this is stemming from some comments we've gotten on some recent videos that are just ignorant people that don't watch our videos.
I mean, there's no doubt in my
that will
mind that,
consistently call
I
us
mean, we
racist.
sit here, we're bashing these Democrats, but there's no doubt in my mind that Republicans are different behind closed doors too.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind. But this stuff is, this whole conspiracy is starting to play itself out to where it could be very true. I mean, you can't tell me it's not. I mean, look on the news and look at all the stuff that they're putting out there, this man.
Yeah, and it's like more and more by the day. And then you know, they withheld all these Hunter Biden and Ashley Biden secrets before the election, but now miraculously they just got out.
And then, of course, you know, where people are like, well, if Joe Biden runs again in 2024, will you support him? And a lot of people in the Democratic Party are saying, no, we won't support him. So
they'll have to find somebody
he's
else.
not even 2 years into his presidency, and he doesn't have the back of his party.
Yeah, how do you go from 81 million votes to a
The most in
33%
history.
approval rating?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. So if the whole Democratic Party, Kamala, Nancy, they're all against him now, they might push him out the door sooner rather than later.
Yeah, but like I said, they're probably going to wait until that 2-year mark if they decide to do anything. Just that way
course.
they can, have the opportunity. And if they keep stealing elections, which isn't proven, it's another theory that we might dive into later on.
That'd be good
if we
too.
get into 2,000 Mules. We might do that one day, actually.
Yeah.
So look forward to that. We might do that. But if they steal an election again and again, then they have every plausibility to do this. I mean, and the media is not going to help it either. Like, America is most united when something tragic happened. When 9/11 happened, or say if a president was to die. Even if we didn't like Joe Biden, a lot of Americans would know that would be a problem.
Nobody likes to see anything happen to America, regardless of what's going on right now.
And if you're one of those radical Republicans that would like to see him offed, I mean,
Nah,
you should probably just reevaluate it.
Don't wish death on anybody.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't think that that's a reasonable solution. That's only going to make us look weaker. So
Joe
just
Biden,
think about that.
Joe Biden is just a poor old soul. He doesn't know where he's at. He got brought into this, and he's stuck.
Well, the bad part is like
He's not running the show.
Well, the bad part is like the media is going to use this to their advantage.
Uh-huh.
Like if a tragic thing happens to Joe Biden, if he ends up passing away,
They're going to be like, this is the evidence that we have to show that it was on the come up anyway.
No, I'm talking more about what they'll do in terms of like the media has a very big role in like how the people feel.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're going to use the fact that Americans come together as one against us. They're going to use that against us in order to keep Kamala in office for 10 years. I'm serious.
I mean,
they'll use that tragedy and be like, "Oh, look, America's so much better. We're all united. Look at this. Look at this."
First woman president.
And we got the first woman president.
Oh, my
It'll be
goodness.
just like Barack Obama. Look, look, look. But behind closed doors, it's like, okay, what's there? I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
But are they going to do this? I mean, what are your thoughts? Do you
leave
think
it
they
down
might
in
do
the
this?
comments. Are you asking me?
Well, I mean, anybody.
Oh,
leave
yes,
it in the comments.
yes.
Hit us up on Instagram. What do you think?
I think it's very likely.
I think it's likely, man. And
They impeached Trump for nothing.
yeah.
They're gonna. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Do you think he'll die, or do you think he'll actually die, or do you think they'll just like?
No, they're gonna give him the boot. He ain't gonna die.
It wouldn't surprise me if they did it like on January 20th too, just like right in
That
front of
would be
everybody's
hilarious.
faces.
That
Well,
would be
the thing is
hilarious.
nobody would say anything. Everybody,
No.
okay. Oh my goodness, that would be
No,
a slap in the face
We just
to
gotta
America.
sit back and wait. But it is a very interesting theory. Got to give it a lot of thought.
Yeah, I mean, draw your own conclusions. The definitions to these two amendments will be down in the description, as well as the videos.
Yep.
That's really all we need to put in the description, I guess. But
Yeah, just
more
video.
so, we want you to kind of look at what we're talking about. Look at
it
the
for
videos,
yourself.
and then look at
Look
the
at other
amendments,
videos.
and see if you think it's plausible that they might use these two amendments in their favor to on Joe, and maybe let Kamala give it a shot at the 10 years. Because let's see, how many years did FDR serve? Was it 13?
So yeah, I was gonna mention that the video in the beginning. I know he was vice president for a long time. He might have served vice president for a term or two, and then he was president for. He got us out of the Great Depression, of course, and then he was for most of World War II before he passed away. But that's the only really president that has been around that long. So
He's the 32nd president, and he served for
33 to 45.
yeah. So that's 12 years. So yeah, 12 years, not 13. I'm sorry. But yeah, he's the only president to serve that long, and I think the only reason he served that long was because of the war. I'm not going to get into all that, but what I will say is, if I'm not mistaken, he's the only president to have served more than 8 years. Can you fact check that? What are you reading now?
He's been 4 terms.
He what?
He's been president he was president for 4 terms.
For 16 years? No way.
Well, he died before he could finish those 16 years.
So it could have been 13 years. How many? Does it specifically give an answer? Oh, 33 to 45.
33 to 45,
So,
but he was...
wait, what time in 45? Yeah, so exactly 12 years. Like almost exactly 12 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's like 3 terms. So 3 terms, he got elected for another one, and then he died. Yes.
Yes.
That's what it seems like to me. Hold up, March.
It don't.
Hold up, go back up. How was he president
I don't
from
understand.
March 4th?
I think he finished out somebody else's presidency.
And then he died? No way. Let's
I don't
look this
know,
up.
man.
Let's do some research into this. Well, I guess we can throw this in the title too, some FDR. FDR research. Hope you guys enjoy this. This is what we have to do all the time.
What the heck? I don't know. This is very confusing. I don't know. FDR was in. He was a president for a long time though.
So I just looked up how did FDR become president. He was elected president. So,
He was elected president in November 32.
Yep. And then back then, inauguration day was March 4th. I don't know when that changed, but I remember hearing a conspiracy around that when Joe Biden was elected. Something about, he would be inaugurated. This is a QAnon conspiracy theory that I believed in this shit too. I thought it was so real. Yeah, I was proven wrong. But there was this QAnon conspiracy theory. I laugh at myself because it's hilarious. But it was like, Joe Biden will be inaugurated on January 20th, but on March 4th, back when the original inauguration day was, Donald Trump's going to come in and like clear the White House. And I was like, yeah, that's going to happen.
So I guess it does make sense. It does make sense he served 4 terms. If he got elected in November of 32, then he got elected in November of 36, then he got elected in November of 40, then he got elected in November of 44, then he died shortly after he entered his 4th term.
Yeah, that's
okay.
I believe that's what said.
I'm trying to help myself here.
No, I'm just messing with you, Bob. But I don't think he finished out somebody else's presidency.
Okay, so no, he
But
really,
he is the president to have served the longest in the United States. Is he the only president to have served more than 2 terms? How many presidents serve more than 2 terms?
Sorry to get off a little bit off topic at the end of this video, but we're trying to figure out, because if Kamala ends up hopping in the presidency at some point, how could it come to factor? And then who else was?
Yep, Franklin D. Roosevelt, the only president who served more than 2 terms. So there you have it. Kamala Harris could be the second. So that would. It's very plausible, man.
I'm willing to make a bet that it.
Do you think it'll come to that, man?
Nah, FDR will stay the longest serving president.
No, I'm not saying she'll serve more than him. I'm saying she might be the second person to serve more than 2 terms. She might be the exception. Unless like Lyndon B. Johnson. I don't know. We're not going to get into all that. But we can theorize on it, right?
This is a pretty good theory nonetheless. It gives you a lot to think about. So think about it. Drop it in the comments what you think.
Well, here, let's end on this note. Do you genuinely believe that this will happen?
Yes.
You think that
I think it'll happen.
Can I ask why?
Well, let's see. A lot of the evidence that we've came up with, of the videos, and I mean, we'll see how the months keep going, but they might keep showing all the stuff that happens to Joe, and then somebody eventually, like Nancy or somebody's going to come up and say, well, do you think he's even fit to be president? No, we don't think he's fit. All right, let's get him out. So I think that's what's going to happen.
I think that's completely plausible. I'm not going to say that I think that that's what's going to happen. I really don't know what's going to happen, man. There's no telling what they'll do. I'm almost willing to bet, dude, with all the stuff that we've seen them do, I'm thinking they might just say that he died or something.
Well, I mean, it's like a straight up answer, like yes or no. I mean, it's yes, bound to happen. I think it will. If I had to bet on, I would say yes.
You know what? I'll go with that. I think it will. It may not be until later.
Who knows? But
it might be around this time next year. So it might be a few months in. Or if they just want to into all the conspiracy theorists' face.
If it happens, all I know, I'm coming back to this video and I'm going to like be laughing, be like ha ha ha, and I'm sharing this video everywhere.
Oh yeah,
everywhere.
Part of this clip. Part of some of these clips will probably like make their way into our intro or outro. Just like, we got it right. Now, that's just something that I saw and I did more research on and I thought about, and I talked to John, and I think this will make a good video. I think it makes a lot of sense. I know that the media is so corrupt that they'll use every last ounce of unity that brings to America in order to impose Kamala Harris's dictatorship on us. I say that because
Yeah,
that's all that this
what it
administration is.
That's what it is. They don't care about us. They don't care about you. Let's be real here. So, yeah, I pretty much sums it up.
I
What
think
do
we did
you-
pretty good on that.
What do you think? We stated what we think. So,
Yeah, send us your suggestions over to Instagram or email, and let us know what you think about, this episode specifically, obviously, but let us know what you think about the channel as a whole. Give us some feedback in the comments below.
we want to hear it. We want to hear it.
I want you to send us an email. I
I-
haven't gotten an email yet. I
We'll
don't
put that in
think
the description
Yeah.
too.
So, that closes it up for me. I'm done. How about you?
I'm good.
All right, man. Well, y'all take it easy. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you come back to see us next time we upload.
Yes, sir.
We're thinking about switching our schedule up, so I'm not going to say Sunday.
We'll figure it out first.
We'll figure it out. It'll be on our social medias, so if you want to be updated on that, go follow us on our social
Share it
medias.
to all your friends.
Share it to all your friends. Make sure
Everything
you
like that.
like, comment. The algorithms on Instagram have already been giving us a hard time, which is why I said
It's
thank you
really
guys for the
weird.
support,
Yeah, it's really
because
weird.
I've been hashtagging the piss out of them, just trying to get some attention. And I think we've been doing pretty good for a shadow band account with like 100 followers. So
There you go.
we really do appreciate it, guys. But
Yes, sir.
we'll see you next time. We appreciate it again. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.
Peace out, guys.
Doses.